Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pierce, and welcome again to my channel. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, October 16th of 2024, 6:08 in the p.m. Let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. People, Elon has done it again. Elon Musk donates $75 million to pro-Trump PAC. Before I venture into that, let me say something. Money in this generation, the generation that you and I live in, you know, this is a wealthy world. And we live in a wealthy America. And the layers, if you will, when you wrap your mind around how much money and wealth and gold and silver and assets, stock, arguably there should never be a poor person. There should never be anybody in need. Which leads me to this statement. How did we become so conditioned on the globe to participate in a structure that allows that? You ever ask yourself that? I looked at this number, 75 million. It might not mean a lot to some people. It might be just decimals on a screen. And I'm used to holding a lot of money in my hand. When I was in the restaurant business, I handled arguably millions of dollars over my lifetime, and it wasn't mine. It was from doing an honorable service. But when you wrap your mind around that much cash and being it's only in the hands of a few, numbers like this, 75 million, that at any given time they can just dole it out to a cause, and you ask yourself, what is the overall benefit? We know we're trying to have an election, but what is the overall effect? Does it trickle down to the neighborhoods, to the people who really need it? Or, well, you know, it goes toward the candidate's cause that we put our hope and faith and trust in, that they would make these policies that we can then have a fair shake at getting a slice of this mom's apple pie called the American dream. But look, people, I'm in my 60s. I didn't watch this thing. And for 60-something years, like you, I've watched the poor get poor. And I've watched the game of musical chairs of money where even middle class have become lower middle class and even poor. And a lot of us are a couple of paychecks from not having anything. But I digress. I just thought I'd ask that question. How do we support a structure that allows these millionaires and billionaires to continue to have theirs and we don't have it? Let's get into this donation that was given by Elon Musk. And let me throw this also out there. The powers do not come up with numbers or have certain events or actions without there being some type of symbology in it. It just, there's no way to me. And I'm going to show you allegedly what I believe this all means.
Come here. Elon Musk gave around $75 million to his pro-Donald Trump super PAC in the span of 3 months, jumping to the top ranks of Republican donors.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
That's according to federal disclosures Tuesday, which show America PAC, which Musk founded 3 months ago, got through around $72 million of that from July to September. Musk's group focuses on turning out voters in closely contested states that could decide the election. And with the Trump campaign relying mostly on outside groups for canvassing voters, it means the billionaire plays an outsized role in the razor-thin election between Trump and Democrat Kamala Harris. but half a dozen sources tell Reuters the PAC encountered problems with contractors and hiring door knockers.
Vote, vote, vote.
Elon Musk, the world's richest man, took a sharp turn to the right this election. He endorsed Trump in July and appeared with him at a rally in Pennsylvania earlier this month. Musk's donations let him join an exclusive club of Republican megadonors, a list.
So yes, the money can have an effect and trickle down all the way down to the alderman, right? But it's deep, y'all, it's deep. And you know, I cringe when I hear this thing about Elon being the richest man. Not from my research. You ever heard of Carnegie? People like that? Astor? You know, the Roosevelts? I mean, you got some people out there that you don't hear the names. Again, Carnegie. There's some folks out there that, look, Elon's not the richest man. He's not. The powers don't want you to know who's because if you ever find out who really is the richest and what they own and what they doing and what they have said decades ago, generations ago, it don't matter who you subscribe to in terms of politician, independent, Republican or Democrat. As long as I control the money, that's all that matters. Let's move forward.
Elections are an expensive affair. You need money for basically everything. In the US, there are restrictions on how much money a candidate can receive. You can't contribute millions directly. But there's a way around it. PACs or political action committees. You can put money in a PAC and in turn use that money to influence an election. On Tuesday, America PAC submitted its filings. It's a pro-Trump super PAC that was formed this summer. In the last 3 months, it has gotten $75 million in donations. And all of this money came from one person, Elon Musk.
Take over, Elon, yes, take over.
He donated $15 million in July, $30 million in August, and another $30 million in September. In fact, he is the PAC's only donor.
Wow. Woo. Let's look at some numbers. Like I told y'all, that's symbolic all day. 75 million, that's symbolic to me. Because the 75th day of the year, like I've showed you all in other videos, the 75th day of the year is March 16th. That's 3:16. John 3:16, New Testament, for God so loved the world, hallelujah, that he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. How do you relate that to that, Pearson? Because I've studied this stuff long enough that I have an eye on how they speak. They speak without speaking. It's the 5 C's of clues, the codes, the colors, the confirmation, time, and conclusion. So that's one reason I do this channel, to break this thing down. 75 is March 16th, 3:16. That's a sacrifice. Of whom? That's a good question. And of what? Well, I've been saying they're going to unalive Trump, and they're going to sacrifice America and have us going into a one-world system. Now, speaking of sacrifice, JFK, he made his transition November 22nd of 1963. Arguably, this is Trump's most admired president. He's buried in Arlington National Cemetery, of which Trump was there, I want to say a little over a month ago, or less than a month ago. And JFK is buried in Lot 45. And Trump was the 45th president. Coincidence? But again, look at the numbers. 11/22 would be the anniversary, the last anniversary of JFK, of his death. Subtracted from today, Elon gave that money. October 16th. The difference is exactly 47 weeks. Can I hear you screaming saying, come on, man? I told you, allegedly, let it speak. Look, I see through the game, man. 47 weeks from JFK's last anniversary of his death versus today's date is exactly 47 weeks. Man, because they're going to unalive Trump. That's the bottom line. I watch what they do. And I have dedicated my channel to breaking this thing down so you know what's up. Because the bottom line is when they do unalive this man, it won't be him. He will be a puppet. And I'm pushing to get everything I can out of him if he wins. It's a Moses moment. Check out the video I did the other day. I'm pushing him to the max. Let him know God is the great I am. Now look at this here. Here's Elon's birthday, June 28th. Smile for the camera. There you go, Mr. Billionaire. June 28th, 1971. When you take June 28th, you just had a birthday, 2024, subtract it from election day. I said election day, 11/5. The difference is what? Exactly 4 months and 8 days. What is that? That's April 8th. In my mind, what happened on April 8th of this year? There was an eclipse. An X came over the earth. I've been teaching X is the 24th letter of the alphabet in Roman numeral. Is that coincidence also? You take his birthday, subtract it from election day, you get 4/8. Come on, man. The X did come over the earth. X is a sacrifice. Why all these coincidences? Maybe because they're not. Then look at this here. Today's date, 10/16, subtracted from the day that Butler incident happened. Remember the ear allegedly got shot on Donald J. Trump? 7/13 versus today's date. The difference is 95 days ago. Wow. What does 95 mean? Let's look at it together. The 95th day of the year is April 5th. 4/5. Wow, Pearson, that's deep. I know. That's how they speak. 4/5. That ring a bell? Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, because Trump was the 45th president. Another coincidence, right? Okay. Now look at this here. Today's date, 10/16 of 2024, versus inauguration day, January 20th of 2025, if Trump becomes president. And the trend looks like he will be. The difference is what? 96 days. 96 days from now is the inauguration, the swearing in of the next president. What is 96? The 96th day of the year is April 6th. 4/6. 46. Does that ring a bell? It should. Let me tell you why. This man made his transition at 46 years old. Did you know that? He only lived 46 years. Let's look at it together. How old was JFK?
According to Wikipedia, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, often referred to as JFK, was an American politician.
46 years old. Isn't that interesting? 46 years old. Like April 6th. And there's a list of people who made their transition at 46. George Orwell, who talked about the dystopian society. You know George Orwell, the book 1984. He made his transition at 46. George Floyd made his transition at 46. Really? Mm-hmm. And who else? Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden, died at 46. And in Gematria, 46 means chaos or death. Interesting. So you mean to tell me that, again, you take today's date, subtract it from inauguration day, you get 96 days? Is that coincidence? When it means April 6th? You mean to tell me the powers are that sophisticated that they speak like that? Yeah. And they're going to continue to speak like that. Nothing they do on this level is without symbology, in my humble opinion. And let's conclude it with this. He gave the money to a super PAC, right? He's the only one who gave money to it. In reduction, it's 36. That's 3 6s, 666. And look, in reverse reduction, it's 45. Was Trump not the 45th president? That's what it means in terms of super PAC. People, what does it all mean? Well, dollar. They're all in it together. They know how the game is being played, how to play it, and how to benefit. And sadly, we do participate because that's the way the system is set up, the structure. I wish it was different. Oh, how I wish it was different. This man giving all this money. Like I said in other videos, they're utilizing him to bring him into focus right now. He is the one. He is the Neuralink man. He is the one, allegedly, that will make Revelation 13th chapter come alive. Do you understand? Won't be to buy or sell without that mark. Hint, hint. He has a role also, the great illusionist. Becoming a team. As this thing unfolds, he will be pushed into the spotlight more and more. Twitter to X. He bought X for $44 billion. $44 billion. The 44th president was Barack Obama. And if you include the end date, if you take the day that Elon bought Twitter, converted into X, subtracted from Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th, man, that's exactly 84 days. Is that coincidence? Numbers speak. Things are being spoken to and spoken for. The Antichrist system is before us and being engineered. And everybody's playing their role. I want you to understand how it's being formatted on a daily basis. And again, that's why I do the videos. But don't fret. This kingdom that they are developing, it's the Antichrist kingdom. I didn't call them Antichrist. What I'm saying is that an Antichrist kingdom is being formatted right before our very eyes. It's prophecy. But thanks be to Jesus, he said, where I go to prepare a place for you not made by hand. That's the promise. The promise of a new heaven and new earth. Because this system here has got to come to an end. No more dying, no more crying, no more being broke, no more poor. No more wondering why illegals get more than the working poor. Why things are so upside down. Morality is questionable. You name it. It'll be over with. The Lord is coming soon. They have snatched and done away with the old order gradually. And we're fighting to maintain and endure until the Lord comes. But they're going to have their one world system, their new world order. But God is going to restore his heavenly order. Let the church say amen. Please subscribe, thumbs up.